Episode 3. The framework hidden in plain sight. Once you've noticed the fear of yes, you start to see it everywhere. It shows up in work, in relationships, in money. It hides behind excuses, disguises itself as logic, persuades you that caution is wisdom. But at its core, it's always the same thing, the hesitation to step through the door that would actually change things. So the question becomes, what is on the other side of that door? What do you step into when you move past the fear of yes? That's what this episode is about. Because what sits beyond the hesitation isn't a mystery, even though most people treat it like one. It's a framework, a structure that's been sitting in plain sight all along. Picture this: 3 doors in front of you. Behind the first door is effort, the traditional exchange. You trade hours for money. You show up, you put in the time, and in return, you get paid. When you stop, the money stops. It's simple, it's safe, but it's also a treadmill. Behind the second door is enterprise. Starting something from scratch, building a business from the ground up. High reward, high risk. Complicated, demanding. Not impossible, but it isn't for everyone. And behind the third door, the one most people walk right past, is leverage. The leverage door doesn't ask you to gamble. It doesn't require a new invention or a giant leap of faith. It asks you to look at what you already do, what you already pay for, how your household already runs, and rewire it. So the same decisions start producing different outcomes. That's the framework. It isn't hidden because it's hard. It's hidden because it's ordinary. Because nobody ever told you it was there. Most people live their whole lives between the first 2 doors. Effort on one side, enterprise on the other. Work harder or take a risk. Grind or gamble. And so the third option, the leverage door, stays invisible. But here's what happens when you start to see it. Every bill you wrote down after the first episode, every routine you've taken for granted, every structure in your household that's been set to drain, all of them can be rewired to return. Not with extra effort, not with extra hours, just by recognizing that the framework exists. Think of it like scaffolding that's already in place. You don't have to build it from the ground up. You don't have to tear your life apart to start again. You just need to decide which way it's pointing. Is it built to bill, or is it built to pay? And here's the thing. Once you see that choice, it changes the way you look at everything else. So, the framework hidden in plain sight is this. You don't have to fight the flow. You don't have to stop the bills. You just have to redirect them. That's leverage. That's what makes the third door different. Now, you might be thinking, it sounds simple, almost too simple. And that's the point. Complexity is what keeps people stuck between the first 2 doors. They believe freedom is either endless effort or endless enterprise. So they never look for the option that's straightforward. But the truth is, the framework was never complicated. It just wasn't spoken about. And that's why it feels like such a shift when you finally see it. Because it's been there the whole time. So, here's what I want you to take away from this episode. There are 3 doors. Effort, enterprise, leverage. You already know the first. You've lived it. You might even be exhausted by it. You know the second too, even if only from the outside. You've seen the people who try, who hustle, who gamble big. Maybe you've even tried it yourself. But the third, the leverage door, that's the one you've probably walked past again and again without realizing it was open. And now that you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Here's what I want you to do before the next episode. Look again at the list of bills you wrote down. But this time, don't just see them as drains. See them as doors. Behind each one is a choice. Built to bill or built to pay. And as you sit with that, notice what happens inside you. Notice if you feel that hesitation, that quiet fear of yes. Because recognizing the framework is one thing. Choosing to step into it is another. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what happens when you do step through. The compounding shift. The way small decisions, made once, ripple forward again and again, until they reshape not just your finances, but your future. Because leverage isn't about one-off wins. It's about building a system that pays you back repeatedly, quietly, automatically. That's where the difference is made. That's where freedom starts to take root, and that's where we're going next. So hold on to this for now. The framework isn't complicated, and it isn't hidden. It's been in front of you all along. 3 doors: effort, enterprise, leverage. And the door you walk through next decides the shape of everything that follows. I'll see you in episode 4.